Hello and welcome to the Real Tree Shakers podcast. I am Ryan.
That's Trenton on his nature walk. And I am Sean. Thanks for joining us tonight as we're going to take you on a recap of week 3 of the NFL season, preview week 4, and maybe if we have some time, we'll talk a little MLB baseball. Ryan, my man,
Yes.
what's up?
Man, doing well, man. Enjoyed the week of football, the weekend of football, college and pro. Man, I'm just like in football mode right now. I want to follow baseball more.
Well, you
Man,
should with what, 2 teams in the fantasy finals?
I know, right? Yeah.
You should pay attention.
Hey.
At least one more week.
I'm just lucky.
Yeah, that's crazy. I loved it. It was a great weekend. Although I'll admit, on Sundays, I have not paid really much attention to baseball on Sundays. I just can't.
Either.
I can't with bringing my son's TV downstairs, so I have the local games on the split screen, and then I have the red zone on the big TV in the living room, and then checking my phone. I just don't have time. I just can't do it.
And you're East Coast, so you're like 11 to, our 11. I should say
1 p.m.
1 p.m. Yeah, 1 p.m. to what, midnight almost?
Just about,
11. So crazy.
Yeah, gotta love it.
Crazy days.
Yep. All right, so with a quick recap, the Dolphins have just scored again.
Right. Yeah.
Crazy stat. Let me get this out before I forget. So with the Broncos giving up the 70 points, they still outscored Sam Howell in fantasy football this week.
Yeah. Well, I was seeing that stat they posted too, that if you started every Dolphin in fantasy, you would have had 204 points in your fantasy league, pretty much with standard scoring. So
no, that just all went against me this week. I swear, every matchup I had at least 2 of those guys that just went off.
Yeah.
And
everyone in my other league scored like 130 plus, just about. So you had to get that to win, basically.
Yeah.
So that's in a lower scoring league too.
I don't even want to talk about fantasy. I think I've won 3 games in 3 weeks, and that's between 5 teams. So it's just not. I'm hoping this is my preseason.
Early.
Yeah, I'm not going to panic and trade away everybody, but it's time to wake up.
You got to do like Aaron Rodgers said, RELAX, right?
I am a seasoned veteran of this, but it's just like I was sending you those screenshots last night, and it was just like, what is going on with this team? And it's just like one person will score, this person will score, and it's like nothing's happening.
Sure.
So
it's happening for a lot of people. I see it every day on the posts, pretty much.
Yeah.
People with stacked teams going 0-3,
That's what I'm saying. How? But, it's of course the 2 top paying leagues that I'm in that, I'm struggling the most. But what can you do?
Turn it around.
But keep going. Yep. So with that, we will update the rapid fire standings. Ryan killed it. 13-3.
Yeah.
13-3. And your only losses were the Ravens losing to the Colts, Cowboys to the Cardinals, and the Texans taking out the Jags.
Yeah. I think we all picked those teams too.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Picked did not pick the upset. So,
right. I mean, who would have thought? I mean, T came in third this week with 7-9, and I went 10-6 with that.
So you did 13.
Good. Yeah, I would have been 13-3, but it's maybe better to not see you at 16-0.
16-0.
Right. We're going to skip that.
The Cowboys, man, what happened? I was like, golly,
I don't know, man. I don't know.
That had to be the biggest surprise to me, at least, just because
over Denver.
Man, Denver losing to the Dolphins. I mean, I knew the Dolphins were going to win.
Yeah,
I didn't think it would be that big. I'm talking about just a loss.
Yeah,
so the Cowboys lost. They went into Zona, and I mean, a third-string quarterback, Josh Dobbs, owning you.
Dobbs has been pretty good, man. Pretty good.
He's played efficient. They're still 1-2.
You can't build around him. He's not the future, but he's a good. The Jets should trade for him.
Hey, probably. He's probably better than Zach Wilson. I'm sure.
Well, with that, you now have a 5-game lead in the standings in rapid fire. So
Oh.
I hope you miserably fail this week.
We'll see with my picks. I'm not too confident this week. There are a few games that I'm like, oh.
Right. There was like 6 that I left blank because I was just like, I got to go back to this. I got to go back to this.
Same here. Same here.
So last week, out of the 16 games, 11 hit the under.
Wow.
And then we just talked about the upsets. So with that, there's only 3 undefeated teams left. Dolphins, Niners, and the Eagles. So
my Bucks couldn't pull it off.
4 teams still looking to get rid of that bagel in the win column. But they all face off against each other this week.
So someone's going to win.
Someone is going to win. Or the way this year, it will be the time that there are 2 ties.
Right.
So, all right. So let's go back real quick. And I want to go to the Dolphins.
Right.
Just real quick. Dolphins that good? Or has Denver kind of just kicked it into let's get to next year mode already?
A little bit of both.
Or were they just that messed up?
A little bit of both. I mean, they couldn't tackle for the damn. I mean, tackling was terrible. I mean, everyone was breaking tackles, you know. And just the Dolphins have so much speed. I mean, you have, 3 guys on your team that are running 4.2 or 4.3 40s. Get them the ball in space and it's over for anyone. Just about, but the Broncos defense horrible, but Dolphins are good.
Yeah, they've highly underachieved. And imagine
for sure.
Imagine if the Dolphins had Waddle as well.
Oh no, could have been even worse. And it's just I mean, Dolphins got a good offense, a very good offense going right now. Hopefully Tua can stay healthy and keep it going.
Man, he's easily the MVP. I think, for sure. So far.
And
Achane.
He said he wants to pronounce Achane or something. He was on the
silent E. Okay.
Yeah, he was on the socials today saying that it's supposed to be pronounced Achane. I don't know, something. Just call him Devon because I know that's his first name.
DA. We'll call him DA.
DA. There we go.
Achane. Anyways,
blew it up.
Everyone will be spending all their fantasy dollars on that dude this week. Are you one of them?
I'm not going to spend all. I'll spend something on him, but I feel it was just a circumstance. It's still an ambiguous backfield. You got Wilson coming back next week from his IR injury, so Mostert's still good. I mean, I think it was just a circumstance and the plays they were calling, man. And they were, like I said, the Broncos just couldn't tackle him. So he was busting out 70-yard plays all the
easily.
Time. So,
yeah, I mean, you just saw from the first Tyreek play, and it was just like, okay, this is going to be a long day.
Yeah.
So anyways, let's go to the Jets. Patriots.
Brutal.
Oh.
Hey, the weather was bad, but
okay.
So was the play.
That was worse than the wet. I don't know what was worse, the Jets play or their paint job on MetLife Stadium.
Hey, you can't blame them. Come on.
He had footprints all through the end zone.
I don't blame him. I mean, you're going to tell people to go out there and paint in a hurricane,
Just leave it. It's fine. Put the out of bounds markers.
Right. Don't even try. Don't even waste the paint.
Zach Wilson is he is in his head. He can't do it. I mean, you almost feel sorry for him. It's like them signing Trevor Siemian, just throw Siemian in right away.
You know what I thought when you texted me that earlier? I thought of that Spider-Man meme. You?
Yeah.
We're all the same. It's like the same thing. Like, okay, you're going to go. I mean, you're not getting much else out of that, So I was like, what's the difference, So I don't know.
I mean, I don't think
Mac
there's
Jones
nobody you can get.
Yeah, and there's no one there. Mac Jones too busy hitting people in the nuts. So
saw that. I saw that. Shit.
He's had some dirty plays, man. Like it makes me question that dude, a lot.
Is he the Grayson Allen of the NFL?
Yeah, maybe worse, man. So, but crazy nonetheless.
All right, what was another game that kind of stuck out to you? A little eyebrow raising, or one you kind of
expected? I did like
Chargers
at Vikings. Just thought it was a good overall game. I thought, man, the Chargers, you just knew that close game. You thought both those teams play close games, and you either blow it or win it. I mean, you just never know what's going to happen. And the end of that game was wild with them getting down there and them calling that play, that Kurt threw the pick on. And I was like, why didn't they call a timeout? The clock was running down and
like 28 seconds.
They just didn't look prepared. Yeah. And I was like, they just didn't look prepared. And I was like, call a timeout. That should be the head coach too, though. Mm-hmm. If the quarterback's not going to realize that. But
well, I mean, Cousins been in the league long enough; he should know what to do. You know, I mean, Zach Wilson would need help knowing what to do. But then again, he has to get inside the red zone to know what that feeling is like. Yeah, I mean, plenty of time. And weren't you just waiting for them to score because the Chargers were knuckleheads again, going for it on their 29? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, when I cannot. I was like, God, does he want to lose his job?
That's what I'm saying.
Does he want to? Like, why? Why? Kick it. Let your defense hold them. Or at least give them a 80-yard field to try to score on, not a 29-yard one.
Well, that's what he's brought in for, because he was a defensive guru or whatever you want to call him.
It hasn't helped.
I don't know. I thought maybe him growing his beard out this year, maybe that would help him with his decision making, but that hasn't worked. Maybe he tried Just for Men on it, so maybe it'll go one way. I don't know. I was really shocked with Houston beating Jacksonville.
Oh, for sure.
Trevor, I think was 1-3 heading into that. But still, I mean, I think Jacksonville, being such a young team, I think they've bought into all the preseason hype, a la me in fantasy. And I think they're starting to feel the pressure. I mean, because they haven't looked good really at all,
No, Lawrence has not looked great. Etienne looked pretty good. Mm-hmm. He had some people drop a lot of passes too, but defense has not played good at all. They've been terrible. I'm not saying, but I am kind of buying into the Texans a little bit.
They play
maybe
hard.
They do, man. That DeMeco Ryans effect has helped a lot with that.
And CJ Stroud without an interception yet, so kid's getting better.
He's got Tank Dell and Nico Collins, and I mean, he's got the weapons. It's they're not a bad team, man.
No, they should get Schultz involved a little more. It's a good tight end. How about the shellacking of the Chiefs over the Bears? Are we just about done with Justin Fields? Like,
man, if you have him in fantasy, I'd be looking to try to trade him for someone. I don't know, Richardson, if you could. Just see what you could package to get him. I don't know. He's not look good at all, man. He's not accurate. He's not running like you think he would.
He's 13 rushes. 13 rushes. That's all this year.
Yeah, in 3 games, and I would have predicted double that at least. For him, because that's his strength. That's what he does, and he added DJ Moore, and
which they're completely not using right. I mean, that's your first round pick if you think about it.
Yep. Speaking of the Spider-Man meme, he's probably thinking the same thing. What? I went from the Panthers to this, and pretty much getting treated the same. So, but yeah, I'm sure we don't want to talk about the old Kelsey Swift impact.
I wasn't going to bring it up.
Enough.
Since you did.
But it's crazy, right? The impact of it. It's like those Swifties, man, they're everywhere.
400% increase in Travis Kelce's jersey sales.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was reading something about the ticket sales on Chiefs games, even at away games, are like selling at a faster pace now.
Yeah,
because they're hoping to catch a glimpse of Taylor Swift.
Like how many? Soon, I bet this upcoming week, BetMGM will have the over/under on how many times she's shown on TV.
Right, and it's in New York, so it's a Sunday night. So prime time, everyone's gonna be watching it. It's gonna be crazy.
I wonder what celebrities are going to be there.
To watch the Jets, no one.
Okay, we're done. We're done with the Swifties talk. But my daughter even knows about it, so it's just like,
See?
oh,
There you go. There you
yeah.
go.
I don't know. There were a lot of
Pretty
good
good football.
games, a lot of
Yeah.
achieving games as well.
Yeah. Tell me about it. Last night.
Yeah.
Bucks underachieved,
Yeah.
didn't play well.
I really thought that first drive, man. I thought,
Yeah.
it was looking good. It was looking
They were holding
good.
to it. They were held into a field goal, and then they drove down and got a field goal. And I was like, okay, we're gonna be good. We're in good shape. Our defense is playing well. And
That's how I thought the rest of the game was just going to go. Was just like,
yeah,
low yards
scoring,
given up in
defensive
between
game.
the 20s, and then
Yeah.
and then red zone. But I don't know. I just Eagles, 3-0, but I just don't know if I'm ready to call them, big time. I don't think they're clicking like last year.
Still 3-0 and dominating the time of possession. I mean, yeah, they're not scoring like the Dolphins, but man, it's early still. Like I said,
Well, who is?
a lot can happen.
Yeah.
The Texans scored 37 points. They
Well,
look pretty good.
The Broncos have scored 69 points all season.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, what's that tell you?
In one game. So,
yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, and then the nightcap with the Bengals and the Rams. I thought the Rams could have won that game, but they just didn't run the ball. I thought Matthew Stafford.
Every time he was going back to pass, he was getting bum rushed every time. That left tackle for the Rams could not block Hendrickson to save his life.
Was it
and I was like, double team him. Like, what are you doing every time?
Chip him, yeah. I was roll out to the other way,
Dude, if you just go back and watch it, it was dominant. Like Hendrickson won that game for the Bengals, pretty much, just getting pressure every time on Stafford, every single time. I was like, how many times are they going to let it happen? And McVay is usually a pretty good scheme blocker. He'd usually say, okay, we're getting killed on this side, so I'm going to put somebody else over here. We're going to double team him, or we're going to do something. And they just never did. It was like spread out every time. And I was like, oh, well, tackle's going to be one-on-one with Hendrickson again. I was like,
and you just got him healthy. Yeah, like you said, just somebody to just chip him. Although, speaking of that, did you see the part where the Tennessee-Cleveland game where they had two tight ends for Tennessee assigned to Myles Garrett?
Oh, Myles Garrett, yeah.
So Myles Garrett was running and shifting sides of the line. So Tennessee's two tight ends were just following him.
Yeah.
So Tennessee had to burn a timeout just because, so I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah, I thought that was a big story of the weekend, though, where the dominant defensive ends throughout the week. You say the same thing for the Steelers, with them beating the Raiders, same thing. It was just like, it just shows you the impact of what a pass rusher is.
Absolutely.
For a team. Eagles getting to Baker pretty constantly, I was like, man, it shows you how important that is. So,
well, it's still one of the top, 3 or 4 positions that you would want if you were starting. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, no doubt.
That's such garbage.
Dude, Sean Payton, man, I don't...
He's got to be thinking, what the hell did I do? I should have just waited one more year and grabbed that Chargers job.
Yeah.
Payton with Herbert.
I think they're going to give it to Kellen Moore, man. If anything, I mean, they brought him over, I'm pretty sure, for that. And I think he's pretty close to being ready. I mean, their offense looks fire,
Oh, well, it always is with Mr. Herbert back there.
Sure, yeah.
Mr. MVP candidate.
Yeah.
But anyways, I thought Burrow looked a little bit better. You called it. You said he'd throw for about 250. But you said a couple touchdowns, and it was only one.
Yeah, he didn't do that. Yeah.
He could have thrown one to Chase.
He was just nickel and diming it a lot, and he would get it every once in a while. He would get one deep to Chase, but it's going to come. I mean, it's going to come, eventually. So...
yeah, and if Higgins could hold on to the ball, I mean...
yeah. Yeah, I was like, was he watching Kadarius Tony there or what? You know,
They have the
I was
same
like, what's going
hands,
on?
coach.
Yeah, when he went out with his injury, I was like, what? Broken hands? I mean, I was like, golly. I was like, okay.
That's what I look at the injury report for Kansas City every week now and see if Tony's on it for hurt pride
I know, right?
or something.
You would
But,
almost think it. It's funny.
yeah.
Hey, you didn't bring up your Niners, the Giants, man.
What?
Or Giants at the Niners last Thursday. Come on.
Okay, let's go over that with Daniel Jones, who looks like Woody from Toy Story to me. Just bug-eyed, like, oh, God.
Dude, why does he give that look like that? Why? It's like, I can't even do it. And he looks worried. Like, he's like, oh, shit. Oh,
Wait,
shit.
Yeah, it's like, who's
I get
gonna
it. The
hit me?
Niners defense is scary, but
They are scary.
come on, man. Have some confidence, dude.
Again,
so...
it's just like the Dallas game. The Giants went straight down on that first drive.
Yeah.
Teams like that, you have to run the ball. Even if you're just getting 2 yards, a yard, you have to run straight at them. Yeah. Why do you want to pass more than you normally do when all you're doing is getting into their cup of tea? Like, okay, you want to pass? Our strength is the pass rush. Sure, no problem. And I mean, that's what Arizona did to Dallas. They punched him in the mouth. They took it straight to him. Yeah.
Yep. They did.
I think Diggs missing helped a little bit, but
missing 3 offensive linemen hurt the Cowboys too a lot.
Well,
but I'll tell you, it didn't hurt them in running. It hurt them in passing. But running, I mean, they still ran for like 160 yards.
Well, with passing, you still have Dak throwing the ball. And
that quarterback, that INT was brutal.
Who is he throwing to?
In the end, I know it's like 3 guys in the area. I was like,
I saw a picture of it, and it's like, even in Madden, I wouldn't throw that ball. You know, it's like roll out.
Yeah.
And then he had that one rollout where he just threw it in the ground. Like, what are you doing? At least give your guy a chance.
You have to find a way to get Lamb the ball there. You just your best receiver. You have to.
Or Pollard or something.
I don't know how you don't scheme something to get it to him, you know? I don't understand. But
well, it's Dallas. So, and what they have, like 12 penalties too. So
they're undisciplined, and you know, it's what happens.
I don't know. I love it though. I love it. But can we guys please, fantasy teams, come together? Let's come together.
Something.
Something. I don't know. A seance. Let's go on an ayahuasca trip or something.
There you go.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Aaron's already got us a place saved.
Aaron Rodgers.
That's right. Or maybe we'll just go hang out with Trenton. Maybe.
There you go. Nature walks, man. They're the best. That'll clear your head real quick.
Yeah. Well, we at the RTS partake in something that will also clear your mind sometimes. But anyways, on to rapid fire week 4, my friends. We did not get T's picks, but we will track them. And hopefully maybe we can get a hot route up this weekend or something to give you those picks. So we'll see that. So with the first game coming up on Thursday night, we have the Lions at 2-1 at the 2-1 surprise Packers.
Yeah. Great comeback against the Saints, man.
Okay, did they come back, or did just because Jameis Winston came in the game?
I don't think he lost it for him. I mean, the defense still gave up, you know, which you don't expect to see. So, you know, did he kill the clock enough? Probably not, but their running game's trash. I mean, they're probably thinking their stars are getting Kamara back this week. So,
that's another fantasy thing. So let's see. Yeah, let's go there. Okay, so are you surprised Lions favored by 1?
No. I mean, that's who I have winning, actually. I do have the Lions. It's a very close game. I just feel like Packers used all that luck this Sunday. And, man, I just think their luck runs out. I think Lions cover that for sure. I got them winning by like a touchdown probably. I'm going to say Lions by 6. I like them this week a lot. So,
well, they would have to win and cover to win.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Obviously, right?
Okay, just making sure. Just making sure.
No, they lose by winning. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
I don't know.
Are they playing Denver or the Jets? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna go Lions as well. I just think that the defense is so much better for
Sure.
them. Laporta getting involved in the offense was big time. Gibbs is slowly gonna start getting some more carries, and Goff is pretty good. You know,
Montgomery might be back too, and that'll help him out a lot. You know, their running game. He can pace it.
I mean, Goff showed off his wheels, got a rushing touchdown this weekend. So I just think Goff doesn't get enough credit. I mean, just because he's not the big running, he's the kind of last few pocket passers. You know, he's in the Tom Brady, Breeze kind of echelon. I don't know if I say echelon, but throwing style. Let's just go with that. Yeah, I think I like the Lions. I think the Packers. I just think that, I mean, they haven't really played any really tough opponents, and not kind of, I don't know. Jordan Love's been solid, not great, but not bad. So
he was the highest rated passer going into week 3. He didn't have a terrible game. He's not making mistakes.
Right.
You know.
Well, it's a good thing. Like, he's a young QB and he's got an offensive coach. So that, I think, you know what he can do. So
I'm sure the Jets would take him right now.
I mean, why don't the Jets trade for Trey Lance?
Yeah, true.
So,
true.
Anyways, all right. So, Falcons 2-1, taking on Jacksonville, and this is the 9:30 game in London.
London, yeah, 8:30 for me, and they're gonna do the Toy Story thing too with it, which
I can't.
We've seen the tons. See, I wish I could watch it. I don't have Disney Plus, so I can't. So you'll have to send me some video of it. So
yeah, I hope it's not like only live only, because I might get to it a little bit later. But
they're gonna have to like be it on a delay, right?
They have to, yeah,
like a minute delay or something, or a 30-second delay, so they can run the. I guess I don't know how they're gonna do it, but it's interesting nonetheless. But I got the Jags taking it, man. I think they're upset. They're angry. And they're favored. You have them by 3, right? Do you have the favored by 3? I think they cover that spread too. Man, I just like them. I think it's a get-right game for Lawrence and the offense, and I just like the Jags all around, man. I think their defense finally shows up too. So, picking the Jags.
Yeah, I agree. I think T-Law gets back on track, and I mean, Doug Peterson's a good coach. You know, It's a young team, like we said. You know, probably buying into the hype a little too much and putting extra pressure on themselves. And I mean, he's got tons of weapons. Evan Ingram, who you know we were talking about earlier, severely underrated. And when they use him, which the Giants couldn't do, when they use him, he's good. I mean, he makes a lot of plays.
Yeah. Hey, he still has, he still has Ridley, he still has Zay Jones, he still has Christian Kirk. Etienne catches balls. I mean, you got the weapons, dude. You got
plenty of
weapons.
Yeah. So, just don't be. I don't know. I think they're missing. I think the O-line's been kind of bad for pass protection.
A little bit.
Cam Robinson should be back after this game, so they should get a little bit better. Oh, and only if T were here. Let's go, Commies 2-1, fresh off that ass whipping from Buffalo. Poor Sam Howell.
Wow!
Now you get to travel. Now you get to travel to Philly. 9 sacks, 4 picks for Howell.
Yeah,
guys, he's been hit a lot.
Yeah.
Philly by 8.
Man, Eagles are gonna win. I'm sorry, T. I just. I mean, it could be closer than that. I actually feel like it's gonna be closer, so I'm gonna take the under. I don't think the Eagles are gonna cover it because division game. It's always tough and close, and it's gonna be hard nosed. I think the Commies defense is gonna step up, but man, Eagles are gonna win. I just think it's gonna be closer than a lot of people think.
Yeah, you would think, usually teams that get whooped the week before, they kind of bounce back the next week. But I
Right.
mean, when you go from the Bills to the Eagles, and
Yeah, it's not
I'm
easy.
sure the Eagles are still mad because they're not completely clicking like last,
Sure.
but short week. But if this was in Washington, I'd probably feel a little bit different. I mean, Eagles would win either way. But
Yeah.
as for the point spread, but I would say Eagles, and I think they do cover.
Oh, wow.
It's a big bet, though. It's a big number.
Yeah, but I mean, it's possible. I mean, the Eagles could win by 7, and I could see that
I
happening.
mean, they could be up 14, and you get a garbage.
Yeah, you get
Riverboat
that's what I
Ron
could
wants
see
to
going on.
gamble and kick a field goal.
Yeah, and screw Las Vegas. Screw the betters. Like,
Well, I didn't know what was going on for the tiebreaker. Yeah, come on. Come on. Yeah, Philly's just loaded. Howard looks good. I think they might have figured out the QB spot. And Brian Robinson played good, but Philly's just better than
Hal did not look good last week.
Well, okay. Well, I mean, he's going to have his up and downs. I mean, he's still figuring it out, but
True.
Yep. So with that, we'll go to your Bucks, 2-1.
Ooh. Yeah.
On the road to take on their nemesis, the Saints, who are also 2-1. But possibly without Derek Carr.
The good old Aints, the Jameis Winston revenge game here, right? Man, my heart tells me that the Bucks are going to win this game. They're going to be upset. They're going to play hard-nosed football. They're going to come in, say, Jameis, you screwed us over. Nah, they're just going to say, we want to beat you. But man, Superdome, crowd will be crazy. Kamara's back. Man, I got the Saints winning it. Don't want to, man, but it's hard. Yeah.
I actually went back and forth on this.
Yeah, this was one of the tougher ones for me too, but I just think circumstances with Kamara coming back, and I get it, it's Jameis, but man,
I don't know.
Saints.
And the Saints always play the Bucks tough. I mean, I don't know if that was just the Brady thing
always. We always played them tough when we had no one and they had Breeze, Yeah. The same thing. Just always tough game, but
it's just one of those things, yeah.
But I got the Saints. Do they cover the 3 points? I'm gonna say they cover.
Yeah, I agree. For all the reasons listed before us. All right, so we got the Bengals, fresh off their first victory of the season, heading to the Tennessee Titans with the Bengals 2.5-point favorites.
Bengals. The Titans look a mess. Derrick Henry can't run. Tannehill can't throw anymore. I mean, their offense does not look good. Their defense is playing somewhat solid, but man, they just look a mess right now, and I can't trust them at all. It's one of those games though that could be the surprise of the week. That I feel could be one of those upsets where probably
Tennessee's 90% usually good at home.
They are, and 90% of the people are going to pick the Bengals, but I'm going to be in that 90%, and I'm going to pick the Bengals, and they cover.
Yeah, I like the Bengals to cover. I love Mike Vrabel. Good coach, but I think it's time. Just throw in Levis or Malik Willis and see what you got, I think. And it's time to maybe ship Derrick Henry out. I know I hate to say that, but Tannehill, trade him to the Jets. That's who the Jets should get.
There you go. Hey, get someone, right? At least someone that could win with a pretty decent team around him. Could.
I mean, Tannehill has flashes. I mean, he battles, but it's just something. It's just like, I don't know. He just can't figure it out sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe you should get some of Will Levis's mayonnaise coffee, and that'll wake him up a little bit.
I think this will be the game, too, that Burrow goes deep to Chase, and this is Chase's big game. I mean, he had a great game last night, but this will be his touchdown game.
Yes. So, 2, please.
Could see it.
2, please.
Right.
All right. Well, we'll go with the team that just lost to the Bengals, the Rams at 1-2, visiting the 2-1 Colts. Who would have thought? The Colts at 2-1 What?
Right. Colts been super surprising. Defense is playing relentless. I mean, they've been awesome this year. Zaire Franklin and those guys, man, they bring it every week. They play tough and I mean, they're just hard nosed guys. And Richardson's going to be back, so I'm interested in that. I hope he's back at least.
Well, Minshew played good. I mean,
Minshew played good. He was efficient. He is what he is. He doesn't flash, but he wins games.
He's the opposite of what Zach Wilson is right now. He's like, you know what?
I guess the Jets should trade for Minshew then, right?
Why not? I mean, they're probably dumb enough to give a first round for him. So if you're Indy, capitalize it. But I think he's perfect for A-Rich.
Yeah.
Veteran backup, won't challenge for the starting job, but seems like he'll help, he'll teach, and he'll be ready to play.
Right.
So,
if need be. Yeah.
And I mean, that mustache. I mean, you can't go wrong with that.
Never go wrong with the stash, right?
I can't do it. Can't do it.
Grow the stash, man. The Kyle Brandt stash. I think they cover to the 1.5. Is that what you have them? 1.5?
I got 1 point.
Okay. Yeah, they'll cover that.
So you're going Colts.
Colts. I go with the Colts, man.
Oh, I'm going Rams.
Oh.
I'm going Rams. I think they get back to run on the ball. And this is their last game without, Cup. So I think Puka will get a steady diet of footballs. Although he didn't really see that many, I think, 7 targets last night. That was it. So
if his down game is I think he saw 8 targets, caught 7 balls for 80 yards or 72 yards. I was like, I'll take that as a down game anytime.
Well, think about that when Cup comes back. Cup goes into what Puka's been doing. And basically Puka will now become what Van Jefferson should be doing.
Right.
Right. But at least they're using Tutu a little bit more.
Sure.
But Kyron Williams played the whole game. Dude played every snap on offense.
Right.
Get him the rock. Although throwing for some reason, him and Stafford on the passing game could not get on the same page last night. So that cost some fantasy people.
Kyron's having some drops. I saw some horrible drops, and I think they should get back to running the ball more. But man, if they try to pass it, I'm telling you, the Colts got a good rush too, man. Lamar beat him with his legs. Beat him with his legs, and that's how you beat him. But unless they're gonna run 60 times, man, I don't know that they'll have time to pass unless they shore up the offensive line.
I like Matthew Stafford in the dome, and I'm just this is one of the games I went back that I love playing.
Oh, me too.
So I just went with better quarterback, better head coach.
This might have been the hardest game to pick, to be honest with you.
No, I think we're coming up on that one here in a little bit. All right. As we mentioned, there are 4 teams left without a win in this league.
Oh, man.
We have the Vikings at 0-3 traveling to the Panthers at our 0-3. Vikings, 3.5 point favorites.
Yeah. Man, I like the Vikings winning it. I don't know that they're going to cover the spread. I think the Panthers play pretty tough at home. Got a decent defense,
Dalton looked pretty good. Him and Adam Thielen had a flashback.
He did, man. It was looking. Thielen was not looking 33, but
the beige water pistol.
I just like the Vikings, man. They came so close this last week, and their offense is just clicking very well. I just think they got to come through, man. At some,
they got to run the ball. They can't fumble. Yeah. How many of these
Cam
fumbles?
Akers, man. I could see Cam Akers doing something this week. Maybe they give him a chance. Madison didn't look horrible when he ran, but he just keeps making those same mistakes, drops and trying to run back or around when it's supposed to be straight at the gut, and just
he's pressing. He's trying to show you that I can fill Dalvin's shoes.
Yeah,
and it's just
he didn't help his case this last week. I don't think too much. I know the stat sheet will show you that, but if you watch the game, then you saw he made some mistakes, quite a few of them, and it's well, they only have so much patience for that. So I like the Vikings. So I don't think they covered. You have 3.5, right?
I got 3.5. Yeah,
I think they win by 3.
This is another one I couldn't decide on.
Yeah,
I'll just go better quarterback. picking Cousins over Andy Dalton as much,
Dude, Cousins is having a hell of a year, man.
He is.
Look at his stats, man.
He is. But
It's like,
I don't
if
know.
you want to talk about trading for a quarterback, if the Vikings lose this, I would seriously talk to the Jets and say, what is the most you'll give us for Kirk Cousins? Because
what do
we'll
you
trade
think?
it to you right
Third
now.
round pick?
Second round.
They don't have a second.
Oh, yeah,
Packers.
True. Second round the next year.
2026. Like Cam
pull
Akers was traded for.
They're going to pull a Mets,
No, Cam Akers was traded for a 2026 draft pick to the Vikings.
Right,
So, I mean, that's what they really think about him.
True.
So, I don't know. I mean, I could get it to where I could see Cousins playing in New York, but
sure,
you're bringing in a different
veteran.
About
the pressure.
Right. And, well, we know how Cousins is under pressure.
Sure.
Moving along to the game of the week. Easily. The Dolphins are 3-0. Yeah. Oh, wait.
I thought it was going to be Broncos.
How did I skip that one? I got cross-eyed for a second. Okay, well, let's go Broncos Bears. Game of the week. Here we go. But Denver at Chicago with the Broncos a 3-point favorite.
Yeah, in the 80s, this would have been an awesome matchup. Man, you know what? This is another one I went back and forth on, but I'm going to give it to the Bears. They finally get things right. Justin Fields gets back on track in this game against a team that just gave up 70 points to Tua. They finally get something right, I think, this game.
Well, how ironic. Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Oh, I can't do it. I can't see the Broncos going 0-4. I just can't. It's not all Russell Wilson's fault. The defense is terrible. Terrible. And I just think it shows how bad that it was in Denver last year.
Right.
Because, I mean, I don't think Sean Payton forgot how to coach. It was a year off,
Right.
So, but yeah, I'm going to go with the Broncos in this one. And I think they do cover the 3 points. Win by like 5 or 6. But
the Bears are going to be going for Caleb Williams, huh?
I wouldn't go there. Would you?
I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what team has that number 1 pick if he actually decides to come out or not. Or you did see the XFL and USFL are merging, so they're going to be one league now. So, which is smart of them, I'm sure, to do. But I don't know. Maybe he goes there. Maybe he just doesn't do anything. College kids are making enough, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm curious what he could do. Could he just be a graduate student? He doesn't have another year to play, though, does he?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, he does. He's only a junior, right?
Yep.
So maybe he comes back. I don't know.
I hope not.
We'll see.
I love watching him, but maybe he goes back and Giants can get him next year. But anyways,
there you go.
So,
damn, giving up on the $40 million man already. Well,
Dak makes $40 million, and they traded for Trey Lance.
True.
So, okay.
Maybe the Cowboys want to draft Caleb.
No, they'll just pay $40 million to Zach Wilson. All right, let's go. Ravens 2-1, coming off that boneheaded loss against the Colts at the 2-1 Browns.
Right.
Biggest surprise in the NFL so far?
Probably them or the Colts. I don't think a lot of people saw the Colts doing that. So, man, tough one too. I went back and forth on this one too so much, man. So much. I was like, I got the Ravens, man. I just feel like something clicked with Lamar. He had a good game. He ran a lot more than I wanted him to do. They got to get their passing game right, man. And I think they can do it against the Browns. I know the Browns are tough, but I just feel like they play each other and know each other. He can get it a little bit right, and this is a game it happens. Ravens beat the Browns.
I am going with the Browns to cover the 2.5.
Oh,
I just think that defense is
good,
severely underrated.
Yeah,
Myles Garrett is on a defensive player of the year level right now.
I agree. And that's what I was saying. Oh yeah, he is for sure, no doubt. But I'll say that's what the Ravens went up against us last week, and yeah, the weather sucked a little bit. It was kind of bad, but you saw they ran a lot with him because they were like, we know he's not going to have time to throw back there, so which I thought was smart. Hey, so I think that's what the Ravens do a lot too. They're going to run it. You're going to see Lamar run quite a bit.
This is definitely a low-scoring game. And
sure.
I think this is a 19-16, 17-14 kind of game.
Yeah, I could see that.
All right, so then we will have the 1-2 Texans hosting the 2-1 Steelers. Steelers getting 3 points on the road.
Why don't you go first on this one? I'm still torn on it.
Yeah, this is another one.
Yeah, very tough.
I just don't think the Steelers are a 2-1 team, but I think there's big pressure on them to win. They still have Mr. TJ Watt. I'm gonna go Steelers, but I don't think they cover. I think it's I think they win by 3, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't get it.
It's tough. Yeah, I'm gonna go Steelers too. I scratched it, marked it off, scratched it. Went Texans, scratched it. I'm gonna go Steelers, man. I do think I think the Texans are on that high from being the Jags, and they feel like, man, we're unstoppable, and they're just gonna have that young swagger, as the kids say, and I think it's gonna play against them a little bit. TJ Watt, awesome again, of course. He should be able to put some pressure on Stroud, and man, I'm with you. I don't think they cover the spread either, man. I think it's a real close game if the Steelers pull it out.
Plus, half that crowd will be a Steelers crowd anyways. So
I'm gonna go this. I'm gonna say Jaylen Warren breakout game too in this one. I think it's a Jaylen Warren breakout game. So
someone needs to break out on that running game.
Yeah.
Anyways, to the real game of the week. Dolphins 3-0 at Buffalo.
Yeah.
2-1. Bills 2.5 point favorite at home.
Man, I went back and forth on this one too. Just another game, man. I know it's division matchup. They always play good games. Every time they play, it's always close. I like the Dolphins in this, man. I do. I really do, man. I just think they go up there. I think this is their chance. I mean, I don't believe weather's going to be much of a factor. And, man, I just like the Dolphins in it. I think their offense is just clicking so well right now. They're going to be hard to stop, man. This ain't the Manders, man. This ain't the Manders that the Bills stopped last week, that's for sure. So I like the Dolphins.
Well, and they did struggle with them last year in the playoffs with
right
when Tua was out, and I don't remember the guy's name from Miami that was playing.
Not Sky Moore. It's Sky something.
Not Matt Moore.
No.
Oh, Sky Thompson or
Sky Thompson. That's it. From Kansas State.
Yep, there you go. I'm going Bills. I think Bills Mafia comes out, and
they're going to be out in that game, but
I think Buffalo just is like, okay, don't forget about us. We're still the team to beat in this division, and I don't think they give up 70, so they will have a chance to win.
True. I think it's going to be a shootout, which I can't wait to watch.
Well, it's the highest game this week for over under. Sure. It's the only one over 50. Quite frankly, the only one over 48 too. So
I'm gonna go like 38-35 Dolphins.
No, man. See, this is what happens when this is the game that's supposed to score. It's going to be like 13-10.
That would be so disappointing. Unless weather is a huge factor, that's the only way I could see that. So.
It is in Buffalo, so I don't know what lingering effects Ophelia will have up there.
Right.
So
we'll have to see.
All right. Well, now we shift to the 4:00 games with the 1-2 Raiders heading to Los Angeles to take on the Chargers at 1-2. Chargers 5.5 points.
Won't speak much on it. I like the Chargers winning and covering the spread. I just do, man. At home, I feel like, even though obviously it won't be much of a home game, probably be 60% Raider fans there, I'm sure, with their old LA and Oakland influence. But yeah, I still like the Chargers and the cover.
I do too. I think you got Justin Herbert and Keenan Allen getting 250 targets in that game again, and now Mike Williams is out, and they're going to get Eckler back soon. But yeah, better quarterback. I wouldn't say better coach. I don't know, Staley, Josh McDaniels. Anyways, but I like the Chargers, and I like them to cover that 5.5. So the Pats at 1-2 visiting the Dallas Cowboys at 2-1.
Ooh,
7 points. Cowboys favored at home.
Spread there. Man, I'll say the best thing that could happen to the Cowboys was to get humbleized like they did against the Cardinals, man. If anything, that should wake their ass up a lot. That everyone thought they were the best thing since sliced bread, and they got their asses handed to them by a less than capable team that should not have won. But I'm not dogging the effort of the Cardinals. Just saying, it was
they're another team that plays hard. I think they're better than a lot of people thought.
They do. And that guy's building a culture there. Steichen. Is that Steichen?
Steichen's in Indy. Yeah, Gannon, in Arizona.
Gannon with Cardinals. So I do like what he's doing there, but Cowboys against Pats. I like the Cowboys winning and they cover. They're pissed, man. I hate to say it, man. I know they're pissed off, and I mean, I don't like the Pats, man. I don't think they have a good team this year.
Well, statistically, Mac Jones has actually got better numbers than Jalen Hurts at this point right now.
But he's had to throw for it. That's why.
Yeah.
In 2 of their 3 games, at least.
I mean, he's not bad. I mean, he would be perfect for the Jets, honestly.
Yeah. He likes to give the nut shots too, man. So
there you go. Now he could just do it to his teammates in the shower, Right. So, but yeah, if this game was in Foxborough, I would take the Pats. But I'm with you. I think the Cowboys go home, hit the reset button, and I think it's a long day for Mac Jones and their non-explosive offense. And I do think the Cowboys cover as well. All right, on to the 1-2 upstart Cardinals taking on the 3-0 49ers. Niners.
Man, what a start to the schedule.
14-point favorites.
How much did they beat the Giants by on Thursday?
No comprende Chinese.
30-12, right? Okay,
30
so they
to
won
12.
by 18.
Yeah.
So I like the Niners and they cover, I think. They're just rolling, man. I mean, in San Fran, I know it's a division opponent, but I just cannot see. Niners and they cover.
What, like a 30? Does Arizona score?
Yeah.
Okay. 10 points.
It'll be similar to the last game. It'll be like 30-10 or 30-15 or something like that. 30-12. It'll be close. It'll be similar.
Okay.
Something like that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna go Niners. I just think they're clicking.
Are they gonna cover?
That's such a big number.
14, man. That's a lot.
That's a lot. I'm glad I'm not putting money on this. I wouldn't put money on this game.
I would. Give me all of it. Bet 1,000 on the Niners.
To cover the spread?
To cover.
Is this from the same guy who predicted Michigan to cover?
I know, right?
Okay.
They haven't covered a game this year. Sad, man. Sad.
No, I think that the Cardinals are going to be playing like Notre Dame on that final game play of the game where they're only playing with 10 people. And I think the Niners cover. I just don't know. But it's not going to be pretty. All right, Ohio. So we go to Sunday Night Football, and all you Swifties. The Chiefs are coming to town to take on the Jets at 1-2 with Joe Namath calling for Zach Wilson's head, it seems like.
Hell, I'd probably put Namath out there right now instead of Zach Wilson.
They probably got the same statistical line anyways, you know?
Yeah. Namath, the only Hall of Famer with more picks and touchdowns. Or whatever
Isn't
it is.
Bradshaw? Terry Bradshaw, I think, is like
I
that
don't know.
too.
I know Namath's stats, like, he's in there because he said they were going to win Super Bowl 3, and they did, you know?
Yeah.
But besides that, the dude threw for 50% completion. Like, look at his stats. Look at his stats. He's one of those guys that, like, I mean, he makes the Bears quarterbacks look like Hall of Famers. If you look at their numbers.
Jim McMahon.
So, yeah, Chiefs win. You have them 9.5.
Yeah, 9.5.
Chiefs win, and what was the name of Taylor Swift's album? 22? That's 20. What the Chiefs win by.
Is it 22?
I don't know. Ask the
How the hell do you know that?
I don't. I just think she had an album with the number.
Oh, okay. All right, here you go. Joe Namath's stats. Joe Namath's stats. 62, 63, and 4 as a starter. 50.1 completion percentage.
There you go.
173 touchdowns and 220 interceptions.
There you go.
Which would
equate, he's in the Hall of Fame.
Right. That would equate to 1,387.5 fantasy points.
Wow.
So the Dolphins have still outscored Joe Namath in fantasy. Yeah, this game is ugly, and that Jets defense is just so good, man. And you can't have them. I think it's close in the first half. And then I just think the Chiefs just pull away.
Taylor Swift song 20. There's a song called 22. That's what the Chiefs win by. 22 over the Jets.
Book it.
And he's going to dedicate it to the Swifties.
I'm writing that down by 22.
Yes.
Circle.
Oh, man, if that comes true.
Circle highlight. There we go. Yeah. I mean, Mahomes.
Chiefs by 22, no doubt.
The Mahomes and Kelsey. We got to come up with a nickname for Kelsey.
I know, right?
The Quiffs. The
Quiffs.
The Quiffs.
No.
No.
None of that. It's hard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And finally, Monday Night Football with the Seahawks. A 2-1 traveling to MetLife Stadium to take on the 1-2 Giants.
Oh.
Giants favored by 1.5.
I know. So did they do this? So the Giants have a lot of primetime games, don't they?
I think like 5 or 6, yeah.
This year a lot, man. They must have expected a lot.
I'm sure there'll be the opportunity to flex them out later in the year. But
I think they do it too because it's easier on the field to play. You notice this is the second time they've done this, where they've done a Sunday night game and a Monday night game back to back, you know. They did it the first week of the season.
Though.
So
I mean, I guess. With the field, with the new artificial surface.
If you're in New York, you get to go to 2 games. Come on.
Well, the way they've had 2 Monday night games going simultaneously, why not just have the Chiefs and Jets playing at the same time as the Seahawks and Giants?
I'm glad they don't this week. I'm glad they don't. So we're thankful for that. But man, you'll be happy. I'm going with your Giants to win. I think it's a little bit of a get-right game for Daniel Jones. I like Darren Waller a lot in this game.
Me too.
I feel Waller, plants a flag in this game and really does great. I'm wondering if Barkley comes back or not. I think that's going to play a big role as a fantasy owner of his. I almost kind of hope they sit him out just so he gets that 2.5 week, almost 3 week break to heal and come back and. But I still like the Giants, man. And I think they cover.
Yeah, I'm just worried about if Seattle runs the ball. The Giants can't stop anybody, and they couldn't tackle anybody against the Niners either. But I guess that's the common theme anyways with them. But yeah, I think Waller busts out, and I hope they don't play Barkley until next week.
Yeah.
Because the Giants take on the Dolphins next week. So
they need him to keep up.
Yeah, so we gave up 40 to Dallas. I don't know what we're going to do against Miami, but let's worry about the Hawks.
An
But I
80
think this
burger.
is a good kind of back and forth kind of game. And it can't get any worse for the Giants on the offensive side. I don't know. And I think this is just a game that screams Kayvon Thibodeau, like breaking
Yeah.
out. I
Yeah.
think it's just kind of like last year on Monday night
needs
against
to.
Monday or Sunday night when against the Redskins when he had that great game. But I think it's finally time for Thibodeau and to see that Giants defense show up.
I agree.
Well, with that in mind, in Ryan's game of the week, what is your game of the week? What were we so excited about? Broncos and Bears.
Broncos and Bears. Can't wait.
Yeah.
What a game.
Just put that game on only. Don't
Please.
worry about red zone or anything else until 4 o'clock.
A lot of good games, though. I'm looking forward to the football for sure. I can't wait. I'm really looking forward to seeing.
Yeah. Well, I'm either going to make a big move on you this week, or you're just going to pull away with this thing right away.
I know, right? We picked different on quite a few.
Yeah.
Like 5 games, I think.
4 you have a 5-game lead. Yeah, on this. Oh, let's see. 4 games. So
4 games.
Hopefully I can make up 4 games. So we'll get T's picks out to everybody.
Yes.
So, all right. Well, with that, thanks everybody for joining us tonight. But before we go, Ryan, tell them about the social media thing.
Yes, we're on all the socials. For all you Swifties out there, remember TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, X. Not leaving anything out. YouTube, Real Tree Shaker Show. Search us, find us, locate us, subscribe, pin, comment, share. We love all that stuff. We love to hear from you guys. What do you want to hear us talk about? Tell us. What do you think of us? Swifties, please follow us. We would love it. We'll talk more Taylor Swift. Hey, I don't mind. Sean's got an expert. Follow the RTS show, Swifties, please. Real Tree Shaker Show.
That's right. Real Tree Shaker Show. # 3 sexy men. And once again, as always, we'll be back again. We'll try to get something up with T's picks. If not, we'll recap next week or sometime later this week. Who knows?
Sure.
We don't know.
Sure.
We just try to get through day to day.
Yes.
And with that, Miami has just scored again. So with that, before we run out of, you imagine if you were like, in college when they do, the mascots do push-ups.
Right.
Like imagine the Dolphins mascot, how tired, because I think they do a 7 per touchdown. So that's
Flipper was worn out, man.
400, yeah. He might be a can of tuna fish. Anyways, thanks for joining us. And as always, thank you for the support. We love you. And this has been the Real Tree Shaker Show.
Thank you, guys. Bye.